Hello to all, myself Dr. Richa Mahajan, and in this video you will be instructed about the classification of the joints in the human body. A joint can be defined as a junction between two or more bones, and the function of the joint is to hold the skeleton together and also to allow for the increased mobility and the flexibility of the skeleton. Joints of the human body can be classified on the basis of the function, structure, region, and the articulation. Function classification is based on the degree of the mobility the joints possess, and these could be further subclassified into synarthrosis joints, amphiarthrosis joints, and the diarthrosis joints. Then the structural classification is based on the material that holds the articulating bones together, and these could be further classified into fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints, and the synovial joints. Regional classification is done on the basis of the location where these joints are present, and it could be further classified into skull type, vertebral type, and the limb type. And finally, we have the articulating classification, which is based on the number of the articulating bones. So in this we have the simple joint, compound joint, and the complex joint. So next we are going to discuss this classification into details. So the joints of the human body can be classified on the basis of their function, that means based on the degree of mobility they possess. So in this, first we have the synarthrosis joints. So these are the immovable joints, that means the joints that have no movement at all. And the examples are the sutures of the skull and the gomphoses. So gomphoses, these are the joints which are present between the teeth and the jaws. Then next we have the amphiarthrosis joints. So these are the partially movable joints, and the examples are the intervertebral disc and the pubic symphysis. Then we have the diarthrosis joints, which are the freely movable joints, and the examples are the joints of the peripheries. For example, we have the shoulder joint, elbow joint, wrist joint, finger joint, hip joint, knee, ankle, foot, and all these peripheral joints. Structural classification of the human joints is based on the material that holds the articular bones together. So in this first type we have the fibrous joints, which are also called as the synarthrosis joints, and here the adjacent bones are joined by the collagen fibers or the fibrous tissue. So they are either immovable or permit a slight degree of movement. There is no joint cavity, and these type of the joints can be grouped in the following three subtypes: sutures, gomphoses, and syndesmoses. So the sutures, these are only seen in between the skull bones, and these frequently ossify with age. Then next we have the syndesmoses. So here the bones are connected by the interosseous membrane. For example, the inferior tibiofibular joint, and here no movement is possible in these joints, and these kind of the joints, they never ossify. Then the last one we have the gomphoses, which are there in the joints between the teeth and the jaws. Next we have the cartilaginous joints, which are also called as the amphiarthrosis joints. In this type of the joint, the two articulating bones are joined by a cartilage, and there is no joint cavity. These are of following two types. First is the synchondrosis, which is also called as the primary cartilaginous joints, and the second is symphysis, which is also called as the secondary cartilaginous joints. Primary cartilaginous joints are also called as the synchondrosis or hyaline cartilage joints. These are the temporary joints in which the bones are connected by the hyaline cartilage that usually ossifies with age. Therefore, there is no movement that is possible. So the examples are the epiphyseal plate and the costochondral joints. That means the joint between the first rib and the sternum. Secondary cartilaginous joints, which are also called as the symphysis or the fibrocartilaginous joints. So here the articulating surfaces are covered by the hyaline cartilage, and these are then united by the disc of the fibrocartilage that rarely ossifies with age. So that means a small amount of movement is possible. The examples are the intervertebral joints which are present between the vertebral bodies. Then we have the symphysis pubis, and the another example is the manubriosternal junction. So next we have the synovial joints, which are also called as the diarthrosis joints. So these are the freely movable and the most common joint which are found in the human body, and here we have a joint cavity which is present. The articulating surfaces are covered by a hyaline cartilage, and the joint is surrounded by a capsule which is further lined by a synovial membrane that secretes the synovial fluid. So the synovial joints, these can be further divided into 7 subtypes. The plane joints, which are also called as the gliding joints, the hinge joints, then we have the pivot joint, condylar or the bicondylar joints, the saddle or the sellar joints, the ball and socket joint, and the last one is the ellipsoid joints. So now we are going to discuss about the synovial joint under the headings like the type, variety, shape, movements, and the examples. So in this, first we have the plane synovial joints. So here we have the flat articulating surfaces that allows the gliding and the sliding movements, as you can see in the picture. And the example of the plane synovial joints are the acromioclavicular joint, intercarpal joint, and the intertarsal joints. The next type of the synovial joint is the uniaxial joint that allows the movement around one axis only. So in this, it can be divided into further 2 varieties, the hinge joint and the pivot joint. First, talking about the hinge joint, so here the shape of the joint is a pulley shaped, and the movement occurs around the transverse axis. That means we have the flexion and the extension movement which are available. And the examples are the elbow joint, ankle joint, and the interphalangeal joints. Then the next variety is the pivot variety. So here we have a bony pivot that is surrounded by a ring, and the movement here occurs around the vertical axis. So we have the pronation and supination. Along with this we have the mild rotation which is present. And the example are the radioulnar joint and the atlantoaxial joint. Next we have the biaxial synovial joint that allows the movement around the 2 axes. So in this we have the first variety which is called as the ellipsoid variety of the biaxial synovial joint. So here we have an oval convex surface that fits into an ellipsoid concavity, and the movements available, as you can see in the picture, are the flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, rotation, and the combination of these movements called as the circumduction. The example of ellipsoid variety is the wrist joint, the metacarpophalangeal joint, and the atlanto-occipital joint. Then another variety of the biaxial synovial joint is the condylar variety. So here we have the 2 different shaped condyles which are there, and the movements which are present are the flexion extension and the slight rotation, as you can see in the figure. And the example is the knee joint and the jaw joint. The last type of the synovial joint is the multiaxial synovial joint that allows the movement around the multiple axes. So here we have a first variety which is called as the ball and socket variety of the multiaxial synovial joint. So here we have the head of the one of the bone that fits into a cup-like concavity of the other bone, as you can see in the figure. So the movements available into this type of the joint are the flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, rotation, and the circumduction. And the examples are the shoulder joint and the hip joint. Then the second variety of the synovial joint is the saddle variety of the multiaxial synovial joint. And here both the articulating surfaces, these are concavo-convex. So the movement available would be the flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, and slight rotation which would be present. And the example of such kind of the joint is the first CMC of the thumb, that means first carpometacarpal joint of the thumb. So the regional classification is based on the location, that means the area where the joints are present. So in this we have the first variety, which is called as the skull type. So these are the immovable joints and the examples are the sutures of the skull. The second type is the vertebral type, which has slightly movable joints, and the examples are the intervertebral joints between the vertebral bodies. Then the third type is the limb type, and these are the freely movable joints and the examples are the shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, ankle and the wrist joint. Next we have the articulating classification, which is based on the number of the articulating bones. So in this, first we have the simple joint, where only two bones articulate together to form a joint. For example, we have a shoulder joint. Second is the compound type of the joint. So here we have more than two bones that articulate to form a joint. For example, the elbow joint, where we have the humerus, radius and the ulna. Then we have the complex type or the complex joint. So it is a joint when the joint cavity is divided by an intra-articulating disc or a meniscus. For example, the knee joint. So this was all about the classification of the joints in the human body. Thank you for watching the video.